Hello, and welcome to the third Iceland Roundup, here on the Volcaholics channel. Today we are going to look at the sudden reduction in uplift. Is an eruption imminent? Then we will shift our sights back to the Blue Lagoon to see the latest in a controversial reopening, and then finally, a return to Grindavik. Starting our tour at the charts once again, a surprise and unexpected reduction in uplift has occurred at every single recording area. This immediately shows that it is not anomalous, however, with our current prediction of an eruption on the 28th of February, and most geologists agreeing with the end of February or early March. Why does uplift matter? Uplift is an extremely useful piece of data to predict approximate eruption dates, which has been used in both of our last videos. As covered in our first roundup, uplift is a measure of how far ground is rising, and typically we have seen that uplift drops to almost zero between 3 and 6 days before an eruption. So if uplift has stopped, can we expect another eruption? Eruptions are hard to predict, and while many signs are pointing to an eruption within the next few days, I personally believe we are merely at a holding point, which will then pave the path for further uplift before an eruption. This is because the current level of uplift is below the third eruption and significantly below the expected levels, as shown on this chart. While we can predict eruption dates to a point, it is nearly impossible to provide a precise date. I personally believe that an eruption between the 26th of February and the 4th of March is most likely. Moving on, we take a look at the latest Blue Lagoon drama. As a reminder, the Blue Lagoon reopened on the 16th of February and caused major controversies. This was because their evacuation after the last eruption began after the eruption had started, and the evacuation took a long time, which could endanger lives if the eruption occurs closer to, or on the site of the Blue Lagoon. In the most recent development, residents of Grindavik were unhappy as tourists had to drive through Grindavik, while they were not allowed to re-enter. This links to our final topic today, which is that Grindavikings are finally allowed back into their hometown. Many people have not been home since early January, and some had opted to remain out of Grindavik and have stayed away since December. These residents are being told to expect further evacuations, as an eruption is expected in the near future. As such, many people are entering Grindavik only to check on their houses and to retrieve essentials. Approximately 100 residents entered Grindavik yesterday, February 20th, most of which were for work or short visits, with few staying overnight. Search and rescue teams are present in Grindavik, however they plan on scaling down in the next few days. Thanks for watching.